Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a call if you guys are looking to improve your credit score, lower your car payment, buy a car, trade in a car. If you're looking to purchase your first home, if you're looking to purchase a rental property, we can help you. Give us a call today, 877-205-7771. Talk to you guys soon, and thanks again. Hello everyone, this is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today we're going to talk about how to get a credit limit increase without getting a hard pull or a hard inquiry that will affect your credit score right away. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. The first way is to simply just use the credit card the way that the bank, the way that it's assumed that a bank would want you to use the credit card. Okay, what exactly does that mean? That means, of course, at minimum, paying the bill on time. All right, no bank likes to wait on money, wants you to be late on certain things. That's common sense, right? But number two, I think a lot of people forget the amount of power that utilization plays, when you're using your credit card. Okay. The problem is that if you Google utilization, a lot of, places will tell you like 30%, whatever. That's a great number to start. If you can, get 20% or 10% utilization if you can. Okay. But again, paying the bill on time, keeping the utilization low, not running up a lot of charges. I've even seen sometimes where if you max out a credit card, but then pay it before the bill is due, I've even seen banks, kind of get irritated about that as well too, okay? And I've talked to a lot of people with my free credit report evaluations, and when we see a lot of times, we see high balances, and they'll say, oh yeah, I just use my card a lot throughout the month and pay it off. Well, the problem is that when they go to run your credit, if you're not timing it right, it's going to always look like your card is maxed out. Okay, so that's one way, is just use the card the way that the bank would know that most banks want you to use the credit card. Okay, and then what's going to naturally happen, 5 to 6 months or whatever, most banks usually do an evaluation every 3 to 6 months, and they'll just give you a credit limit increase. Now, there are some banks that charge you, yes they do, to give you a credit limit increase. I'm not going to say which banks they are, but they charge for a lot of stupid stuff. I'm sorry. They charge stupid fees for a lot of regular stuff that most credit card companies wouldn't charge you for, okay? Like a credit limit increase. So I'm not even gonna go into that name. I'm sure you guys, know who that is. So, because you probably have gotten some stuff in the mail and says, hey, would you like another $250 increase, $350 increase? It's always some random number. And it says, if you want to, it's going to cost you $25 or $15 or whatever. Like, it shouldn't cost you that. It shouldn't cost you anything, so, but either way, that's how you get a lot of people. So, but then again, it's not really getting got because you don't know what your options are. But most banks normally do a free evaluation on their own every 3 to 6 months to give you a credit limit increase, okay? And number two, simply call the bank and ask them, what is your process? Because every bank is different, okay? Always, always, always understand that. Just because you get a letter from one bank and another letter from another bank, everyone's borrowing strategy is different, especially if you have to look at things that may affect their decision making. For example, if you have a checking account with a particular bank, if you have a savings account with a particular bank, they see those funds coming in, so you built a relationship with them. If you have your mortgage with them already, if you've done them bad in the past, so things like that play a major role. So one way to avoid a hard inquiry is to just call them, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to avoid the hard inquiry right away. I know that a few banks are starting to implement a soft pull initially. Then they let you know what the limit is going to be and that they're going to do a hard pull. If you decline the hard pull, this is like if you're on the phone or online, if you decline it, then they won't do the credit limit increase at all, and of course they won't run your credit. Okay, but a lot of banks are now starting a process where they do a soft pull. They tell you what the new limit's going to be, and then they do the hard pull just to make sure that you haven't got a $20,000 loan last night, or 3 different types of credit cards in the last a month or so. So just little things like that play a major role. So by asking them, just by calling them and just saying, hey, listen, what's your procedure? What's your, what guidelines do you guys have that, to look for credit limit increases? Can I call and ask? Do I wait on you guys to do it? If you change jobs, does that play a role? You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know. They've had credit cards for so long, not even so long. They've had credit cards before they got a raise at their job. You need to always let your credit card company know that your income has changed. Most credit card companies will let you adjust your income for free, okay? What does that mean? That means all you do is log into your back office where you pay your bill and you just adjust your income. Like my wife and I, we have a few credit cards with different companies, and now that I think about it, you can easily go in there and adjust your income, and then guess what they'll do? On their own, they'll go and do an account evaluation, see where you are, and give you that credit limit increase on your own. It doesn't cost you anything. Or like I said, you can always just give them a call and just say, hey, what's your process, whatever the case may be, but adjust your income, assuming that the income is going up. If the income has gone down, don't let them know that. That's up to you. It's not like you have, and just so you know, they're not forced to do either way, but having more income does play a major role inside. They say, oh, you know what? Their income has gone up another $5,000 this year, $10,000 this year, or whatever. If you're on pace to make more this year than last year, or if you're on pace to make more now at this present time, or whatever, than you were when you first got the credit card. That plays a role. They don't just look at your payment history and utilization. Income plays a major role too. If you had got the credit card when you first had got one of your jobs, you use it a little bit or whatever, and your limit hasn't changed, then again, I would most definitely look to update that. Okay. Another thing to keep in mind. Most secured credit cards won't give you a credit limit increase because, again, they start up as secured funds. Now, most secured credit cards are now starting to have you start off at a secured credit card and then make the transition. Keyword, most. Not a lot of banks are, I won't say, there's still some that don't and some that do, okay? Because, again, they want you to forget the fact that you gave them that secure deposit, okay? Now, some banks will have you make the deposit, right, to get the credit card. Then you do that, and then you make the transition to the unsecured. Do not forget, they owe you money, okay? That's your money. I cannot tell you how many clients I've met. I'm like, hey, this looks like, what kind of card is this? And most of the time, secured cards will say unsecured, but you can't tell when the transition's been made because now the remark on the account is now saying unsecured. It doesn't say secured to unsecured. Keep that in mind. So when you do that, a lot of times I'll see that it says unsecured. I always ask my clients, hey, was this a secured card? Say, yeah. Did you ask for the deposit back? No, I never asked for the deposit back. Some banks forget to send it. Keyword forget, right? But either way, those are just a couple things that I just want to share with you guys. Again, that doesn't mean that you're always going to avoid the hard inquiry because a lot of times they want to check on certain things. But if you keep everything updated on your own, they're going to do their own assessment anyway. Anytime a company does their own self-assessment without you calling, they're going to do a soft pull and just go off of that. But if you call them and ask them, hey, specifically for a credit limit increase, some banks will do a soft, some will do a hard right away, but some banks are now starting to do a soft. And then, of course, they talk to you, they let you know what the limit is going to be. You approve it, they do the hard pull, and now, of course, you have the hard pull, but now you have the higher limit credit score. The higher limit credit card. So little things like that play a major role. So if you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we have a lot more great content on the way. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.